Hey, just a quick update here. Here I'm in my studio. I've been in here a lot, mostly just organizing things because it gets messy really quick. And it feels like I'm doing hardly anything, and the next thing you know, it's just a fucking wreck. But I'm trying to get things streamlined so I can just be super productive and creative at the same time. I've spent a lot of time accumulating this stuff, and in fact, I'm more interested in being in this room than I am getting on the stage and playing live. But I'll play live. I'm not going to be a little weenie about it. I gotta sell records, guys. You know, I mean, I guess I don't have to. I mean, I can put them in a landfill, but it's just kind of a goal, I guess. You know, you gotta have goals in life. And so, yeah. Anyway, I've been messing around with lighting, trying to get that going, looking at new apps. I was messing around with QLC Plus, which is open source, and I really like the idea. I'm still gonna learn that software, but I think for what I need, I'm gonna start using ShowBuddy, which is hey, I gotta pay for it, but at least it's not on a subscription, which I really am not into subscription-based softwares. It's just yeah, I'm not a fan of that shit. So anyway, yeah, trying to get that going, sequence some lights, but this is kind of a cool setup, just something really simple that I can take anywhere. I am organizing my synth station, so I got all my hardware. Well, I have a Moog Voyager that I used in Chrome, my MIDI controller, and all that stuff is like right next to my guitar station. It's kind of like the mothership, you know, and so I can just kind of wild out and do the spaceman thing. Yeah. And I'm hoping I can start bringing this out live. In fact, I'm working on a solo set, and I have one piece that I put together. I'm just trying to spend some time in here and get my process streamlined, and I think through that I'll start writing more solo material. But I'm going to integrate Megaton Leviathan stuff in there, so that way, you know, I do want to play more often. It's been difficult, but I think it's worth the effort, you know? Like, rock and roll is my birthright. I'm an American, baby. This is what I'm here to do, you know? It's my, you know, gotta farm somehow. Gotta water those crops. So yeah, I've got a modular situation over there. I'm learning the modular synthesis. And I wanted to think about what I wanted to achieve with that. And so I got the black and gold system. And I am looking at doing some stuff with that. I might do that solo too. Mostly making noise and post-power electronics, but yeah, some industrial, post-industrial type stuff in there with shoegaze and all that. That's just up my alley. It's just what I do, man. You know, I'm a punk, and so that feels like the natural evolution. You know, with the weird gray beard and all that. And so yeah. Anyway, here's the station. So yeah. I got some amps I like to go through and whatnot, and like ARP for percussion, bass. I mean, dude, between that and the Moog. Anyway, I'm going to be using this stuff, and I think eventually here, and this is, before I go on, this is kind of what I'm talking about. Can you see that fucking mess? Anyway, I got ADD, I'm medicating, I'm trying to work on this shit, but like, some days are better than others, you know? But this is me putting in the effort. Doing the thing, and I think that a friend of mine suggested that maybe I start live streaming, and so I may be doing some of that on this channel for Megaton Leviathan. I have another channel for my solo stuff, and I'm just trying to get it straight in my head so that way I got some focus, you know. Maybe a script will help. I know I'm probably rambling, but anyway, this is kind of what I've been doing, other than working my ass off in real life, you know, the day job. But I do love what I do for a living, and I am self-employed, so I'm grateful for that. And yeah, anyway, back to the drawing board. We're gonna make some shit happen. I'm looking forward to playing some live shows, and I am, you know, whether or not people show up, you know, I kind of know where I'm at with this, and I know people tell me like, oh, imposter syndrome. You have imposter syndrome because they listen to my albums and they've seen what I've accomplished. But like, I don't know, man. I'm really feeling it, and I think back to when I was like recently back in Portland a few years ago. when I was in Chrome or working with Chrome. And let's just say, like, you know, I was an honorary member, right? Like, I didn't. Anyway, but I did do a lot of stuff with them and worked on the album Techromancy. I played synthesizers with them and all that stuff. So it was a really fun time. But I think about all the stuff that Helios Creed went through and just that hurry up and wait, you know? Like, if nothing's happening, nothing's happening. And I know who that dude is and I admire him, but, like, we would go around town and no one would get it. It kind of, you know, yeah, we all want to be adored and all that stuff, you know. But I kind of like wallowing in this and being like, I don't give a fuck. And just reinforcing that I'm doing this for me. I'm not doing this for anyone else but me, you know. I don't care about you at the end of the day, about what you think about my music. And I'm not hurt when someone tells me that they don't like it. So I'm not making it for them, you know. I'm doing what I want to do. And it's cathartic for me. And I think that I need to kind of go through this process, and it's indicative of my age. I'm very reflective. I'm going through all this shit about who and what I am as a person, where I came from. You know, I want to write out bio and all that shit, right? But at the same time, I'm not necessarily aching to get signed to a fucking label. And I have my druthers about that. Like, sometimes I think, like, well, if it was like a certain circumstance, or if they let me do certain things or whatever. But, you know, I got to be honest, like, with myself. Yeah, I was on Blood Music for a minute. It looked like I was going somewhere, but that somewhere, even though it didn't work out, that's not somewhere I want to be, really. You know, that's not the path for me. I came up in the underground, you know? And I don't think anyone has any concept of what selling out is anymore, because we've just been so ingrained in this culture, this fucking bullshit of, yeah, submit to the machine. And Reicher isn't one to submit, man. You know, it's a part of my DNA. I'm the king of Outrun, baby. I'm the czar of doomgaze. I'm the emperor of my fucking world. Yeah. So I'm coming into it, and it's a alchemical process. And we'll be breaking down that fourth wall. You know, like, we're gonna get into it, man. So yeah, stay tuned. Even if it's my bandmates, I fucking love you. Tori and Alex, you're the fucking best. You know, honestly, man, like, those guys, I want to show them off. I want to show them off, because they're the shit, you know? I want them to look good. Anyway, I know I've made my mistakes, and haters gonna hate.